Today I'm here to talk to you about why there should be a new curfew law instituted in the United States today for kids 16 and 17 years old. According to the Georgia Highway Safety Association, since the year 2000 there have been an average of 395 deaths of 16 and 17-year-old teens from auto accidents from only January to June in the state of Georgia alone. As a former teen and troublemaker who has lost multiple friends to reckless action caused by being out and about after 10 p.m., resulting in death or incarceration, I have seen firsthand what happens that late. It's like your dad always told you when you were that age. Nothing good happens after 10 or 11 o'clock. According to the U.S. Department of Justice Office of Juvenile Justice and Delinquency, at least 500 cities have curfews on teens, including 78 of 92 cities with a population greater of 180,000 per city. The success they've had with it has been sporadic since the laws have been passed, and the general community response has been positive throughout the country. The standard law that should be instituted nationwide should be the time of 10 o'clock. There should be no exceptions to being out past the curfew, and the consequences if you are found to be out past the curfew are to be pulled over by the authorities. According to an article in USA Today, some of the pros of the law have been to prevent juvenile crime, prevent juvenile victimization, and provide parents with a legal basis to restrict the activities of their children. Some of the cons of this law, however, are they increase criminal activity earlier on in the day. And according to an article written by Patrick Klein called The Impact of Juvenile Curfew Laws on Arrests of Youth and Adults, the laws are unconstitutional in which they violate the youth's First, Fourth, and 14th Amendments. This also provides additional responsibilities for the law enforcement officers in the area, forcing them to take juveniles in when they could be policing other crimes. The punishment for the current curfew laws is, according to the study done by University of California at Berkeley, it's usually just a fine, and the fine's actually paid by the parents and doesn't affect the youth whatsoever. After doing some research, I believe that the new punishment should be the first offense of a curfew violation should be 15 hours of community service and a 6-month probationary period. The second offense should be 30 hours of community service and revocation of their license for 6 months. And if they're really bad and they get a third offense, I think they should get 45 hours of community service and revocation of their license until their 18th birthday and community service has been completed. Even if they turn 18 and they have not completed their community service, they still should not be able to get their license back. The reason I believe that these laws need to be put into place is because sometimes these current curfew laws are not being taken seriously. There's very little or no punishment to those who break the curfew laws currently. Parents usually suffer more than the kids do and face more consequences. And it is not a nationwide law. It is only state to state. If we have a uniform country curfew law, there will be much more strict rules for kids to live by. The reason I believe this is so important is it will save lives. Youth will see the law as a punishment, but it is preventative. Lives will be saved. Better grades will be made in school. Better relationships will be formed with family from being home early enough to actually hang out with them instead of getting home at midnight, slipping in the back door, creeping up to your room. I think throughout this speech I've demonstrated why a nationwide curfew law of 10 p.m. for kids 17 and under would be great for everyone, including the kids themselves. I know that this would not go over very well right off the bat with the kids, or the parents for the most part, but I think after time it would eventually work and you would see great changes in death statistics for kids in automobile accidents and in incarcerations. Honestly, I mean, when I talk about the statistic at the beginning of the speech, I mean 395 deaths a year, that's 395 families' children. And I would like to prevent this because I've personally lost multiple friends due to car accidents that have all happened after 10 p.m.